Hey everybody, in the shop again today and making another special project. A friend of mine asked me to make a hook for their grandson, and I decided to make this into a hook. So I'll guide you through the process. I absolutely don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to try our best. So once again, we're going to be using the 1 centimeter square stock here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be making basically an X cut on it to get the two prongs. Now the thing is with these Hot Wheels is that if I want to make them into a hook, and here I have some that are already made. So as you can see, I cut it laterally like this, and then I made a cross cut like this. The thing with the Hot Wheels is that they have 2 pins in them. And I need these prongs to go on either side of that pin. So that's exactly what I'm doing here. I'm making pins that are small enough to actually go through the Hot Wheels. And I'm going to, oops, right there. Okay, so I'm making pins that will be small enough to actually go into the Hot Wheels itself. And I'm going to have to spread these a little bit. That'll come later. That's part of the forge work. But right now, I've already prepared 2 of them for these 2 little monsters, which will be absolutely beautiful. And right now, I'm going to be measuring and cutting for the little choo-choo here. So we want it to go not completely all the way. So I'd say right about there. Put a little mark. There we go. So now I know how far to cut. Go grab my mask. Believe me, when you're grinding a lot of metal, you want to wear a good mask because that metal dust in your nose is no fun. Put on the gloves. So now we have a nice piece of half cut, and now we need to make another line down this end. And there we go. So a nice little fork tongue there. Okay, next I want all of the pieces to be the same length this way. Give myself some more room to work with. Right over here. And then finally, and there we go. Okay, so forge is lit. One of the pieces is in there. I wanted to show you this. So this is a car that I used a hammer to destroy because I wanted to see the thickness of the pin right here. I need to make the pieces of metal go around the pin in the other cars, and I'm hoping that all the pins are the same size. Now, the way I'm going to do this is that I found this in my scrap pieces of metal, and it just so happens it's pretty much just a little bit thicker than the pin. So with the shape it has, I can shove it in my hardy hole here, and use this to basically spread them exactly the size I want, and then come back and make sure that they're perfectly straight. So that seems to be pretty good to me. The reason I heated it up so often is because these pieces are basically very thin. They heat up real quick, but they also cool down super quick. Next part, we'll be heating up the back here and flattening that out so that we can put the screws in. Yeah, I had a little accident here. I'm gonna have to separate these again. Better. So there, I got a nice flat surface now. Still some good thickness to it. Nice flat surface to put in 2 screws. I'll fix it up on the grinder later, and the 2 prongs are ready to be inserted into the Hot Wheels. Hopefully, I'll do the other ones. Okay, after doing the first one, decided to change my methodology, change the way I do things, and actually do the back part first. So here's the product after the forging. As you can see, the prongs are pretty much all the same as much as possible. There are different heights because, well, I made them especially for each car. So had to had to take the length of the car into consideration. So as you see, they're pretty much done already. I'm going to clean them up with the wire brush, and then come to the grinder to take off some of the edges, make it all nice and round at the top, and I'll come back after that. Okay, so clean these off with the wire brush. Put a few holes here. Actually used the wrong drill bit, so this one has an extra hole, but as for the other two, they seem fine. So the one for this car is actually the middle one, so it should be this one here. So as you can see, it'll go a good ways into the car, should be able to take the weight, should not be a problem. Not to mention, I will fill the inside of the car with epoxy so that everything holds together. Now we're to the part where I want to drill the hole in the car itself. To do this, I'm going to be paying attention to these two, the pins, and let's hope this actually works. Hey, that's not going the way I want. Will this even fit in there? Yeah, it'll be a tight fit, but it will. Okay, on the other side here. Okay, there's something else in here. It's actually making it harder. So now that I have the holes positioned, it's this one, I can work with this. There we go. Whoops. And what the heck is stopping it? Hey! There we go. Like I said, I'm going to fill the inside of the car. It's a little lopsided. Oh wow! It got stuck in there. Good. All right, so let's see from here. I don't know what's doing it, but let's try to clean up the inside with the drill a little bit. Okay. Okay. Car still seems good. Still looks good. And there we go. Perfect. Now using epoxy, going to fill the inside of the car with epoxy, set the hook for good, and that's just it. This is how, well, my version of turning a Hot Wheels. Here, let's get a good picture here. So, my version of turning a Hot Wheels into a hook for a small child. Finished product. Well, I say finished, but not exactly. I still need to basically put epoxy in the cars themselves so that they don't move away from the hooks at all. But I think these turned out really nice. And they should last for a good long time once they're filled with epoxy. So, hope you enjoyed this crazy little project with me, and see you next time.